This was meant to be a day exchanging ideas to take on the rise of populism. Instead, it's turned into an assault on civil liberties, campaigners say. The Prime Minister, they argue, enforcing a big brother state on an entire nation to target relatively few who are working illegally.
For too many years, it's been too easy for people to come here, slip into the shadow economy and remain here illegally.
The Prime Minister said it wasn't compassionate left-wing politics to exploit foreign workers and undercut fair wages. And this is how he plans to help end it.
This government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
The new digital ID scheme would make it harder for those arriving by small boat to work in the UK illegally, say the government, storing digital credentials directly on people's own devices and using state-of-the-art encryption technology, they say, that's already used for millions of digital transactions daily.
This is an important moment where we decide that we will legislate so that we can enable identity cards to be taken forward.
ID cards, digital or otherwise, are nothing new though. It's 21 years since Tony Blair made similar proposals, which were promptly scrapped by the coalition government in 2010. Today's announcement is government overreach, say campaigners, and an infringement on civil liberties.
It is trying to sell something to the public that has been presented to us many times before as if it's now about illegal immigration. This proposal does not address the pull factors that bring people here illegally. It will simply push those who are already skirting the law further into the shadows. And in fact, it could create greater risks for people already in quite vulnerable situations.
This is an announcement that has done the rarest of things. Unify the voices of Reform UK.
We should not be requiring ordinary law-abiding citizens to carry digital ID.
With the Liberal Democrats.
We think it is a gimmick.
And the Conservatives.
We are opposed to mandatory digital ID cards.
Critics argue this is a knee-jerk reaction to a summer of flags and protests and a beleaguered Prime Minister clawing for patriotic policies. Some Solihull shop owners argue it's a solution to a problem they didn't know existed.
Just over the last month, I've employed 2 new people in other branches, and it took me all of about 15 minutes to get that information. So there was nothing difficult about that at all. Over the last 20 years, we've taken on, well, we've got, I suppose, currently 15, 16 members of staff, and I've never had a problem getting any information off them, so it's a nonsense.
Digital IDs can and do make life easier, though, say the government. You only need to look at Estonia.
We have had it in Estonia 20 years, and everybody uses it in all areas of life.
That sort of interconnectedness of data, though, is exactly what some people are worried about here.
I've lived in UK and I know how long it would take to do some business with the government, so it will make people to do things easier, not more complicated.
Now begins a public consultation with legislation to be introduced early next year. Digital IDs could be in use by 2029, a year which not everyone in his party is convinced Sir Keir will still be the Prime Minister by. It has been a horrific couple of weeks for Sir Keir Starmer, losing his Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, his US Ambassador, Peter Mandelson. Today's the day he hopes to be on the front foot on an issue which many in his party think will be the centrepiece of the next election, the small boats crisis. Talking about the next election today, he actually said he wanted it to be an open fight between Labour and Reform UK. Not sure if he wants it. He might not have any choice. Major poll overnight said that if there was an election right now, Reform would be the biggest party, taking scores of seats off of Labour, and Reform do very well on the small boats crisis. I spoke to the Migration Minister Mike Tapp earlier on and started by asking him, is migration really what's at the heart of what was announced today?
Well, firstly, this is a really exciting opportunity for the British public, who are, by the way, being undercut as workers, so we're going to deal with that. But it also makes their lives easier day to day when it comes to renting, mortgaging, setting up a bank account. But it also enables us in the Home Office and from an enforcement point of view to take on the dodgy employers who are undercutting British workers.
But wait, if you're a dodgy employer, you're not fussed by a digital ID or not. You're still going to be taking people on in the black market regardless.
And this is the point. We'll know who they are, so we can target them and we can take down those companies who are misbehaving and undercutting British workers. That means that that pull factor is coming down. Look, we've spoken to people in Calais, many have, and a lot of them say they're coming here to work illegally. There was a couple of arrests the other day. I spoke to one of the illegal migrants who told me that he was here for work. This will stop that from happening and reduce that pull factor.
So wait a minute, if you're some fellow who's in Eritrea at the moment, you've got through the whole of North Africa to Libya, probably paid a people trafficker to get on a rickety boat and brave getting over the Mediterranean, then traverse the whole of Europe. Are you really telling me that they're going to sit in Calais and go, oh wait a minute, the government's got some app now to stop people getting jobs at car washes in Warrington, paid cash in hand? I won't bother now.
It's a part of the solution. It's not the solution. There isn't a switch we can flick to solve this, which is why we've already deported and removed 35,000. We've got the returns deal with the French. We're looking at the ECHR. There's a lot of work going on in the Home Office to secure the borders, and this is a part of it.
There has been a big poll that's come out overnight, and a big MRP poll. It shows that if were there a general election right now, Reform would be the biggest party, you would lose huge numbers of seats. How many more policies can we expect to see that are dictated by your fear of reform?
This has nothing to do with fear of reform. This is about our manifesto commitment. This is our manifesto commitment to secure the borders. That's what we're seeking to deliver. When you look at Reform's policy on immigration, they don't know. They haven't got a clue, and they're just conspiracy theorists when it comes to things like digital ID, vaccinations and the NHS. And look, on that poll, if you ask the voters whether they'd want to pay for their NHS healthcare, would they still be making the same decisions?
You mentioned the manifesto there. There was nothing in your manifesto about digital ID.
No, but there's a lot in the manifesto about standing up for hard-working people, and when British workers are being undercut, then that opens up this sort of policy to ensure that we're helping them and ensuring they're not undercut by foreign illegal workers.
Is your hope, you've already mentioned about opening bank accounts and whatnot, is your hope that this will end up impacting all parts of everyone's life in the UK?
In terms of where this will go in the future, there's really exciting possibilities. Life's much easier for the residents of Estonia, Denmark, Australia. There's many other countries who are ahead of the game here. We need to modernise, we need to simplify people's lives, and this is for sure what it will do, but we're starting off by making sure that it's mandatory for all workers so we can have that impact on illegal migration.
But that mission creep is exactly the point that lots of people are worried about.
It's not mission creep. This is positive. People have passports, they have driving license, they have national insurance numbers, they pay their council tax, they pay their tax, they have to put in their tax returns, for example. So look, we're already on data sets across government. This just takes it into one place so it can be more effective and make people's lives easier.
Mike Tapp, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.